Hello everyone, welcome to the Paul Groseclose Show, the show where I take something that I want to talk to you guys about and talk to you guys about it. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on this YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, there's been a whole lot of new people joining the channel recently, which is amazing. But if you guys are new here and don't know what this show is, every other week I get on here for the Paul Groseclose Show and I talk to you guys about something that I want to chat with you guys about. And more specifically, recently, really explaining, you know, where I'm going in my head and my YouTube career and building channels and what I'm thinking business wise and different stuff that I'm building and kind of like what I'm working on, because it just gives me an outlet to talk with you guys, and I kind of want to make this channel, as I'm developing my style of content on YouTube, I kind of want to have a show that really is documenting my time creating what I'm going to be building. And also I'm building a bunch of different YouTube channels to kind of facilitate all the different ideas that I have and want to share that just don't all fit on this channel, and I kind of want to make this channel more about entrepreneurship and doing more things that I'm interested personally, and then I'm going to take more brand ideas into other channels. Still working on that. Hopefully in the next episode of the Paul Groseclose Show in 2 weeks, I'll be able to share with you guys more about that. There are three things that I want to talk about in this episode of the Paul Groseclose Show. Firstly, I want to talk about the growth of my channel, the niching down of the content. Secondly, I want to talk about the other channels that I'm building that I can talk about, and also I would like to talk about BlareTV. So to get off the bat, the YouTube channel, I think I'm niching down my content relatively well. Okay, there's a lot more that can be done, but I think the content is kind of getting a vibe to it, kind of getting a brand, and that's super duper important, and I'm actually kind of happy with how it's going, and a lot of people are really also enjoying the conversation with podcasts, which is awesome. That was kind of something that I've been thinking about for a while, and there's a lot more that I want to do with it, just I can't get there just yet, and I feel like if I can kind of make my channel more of a not like an entrepreneurship channel, like in the sense of Gary Vee or like, you know, the people like Think Media, but more of just like a channel that's more about what I'm doing on YouTube and more like kind of growing my brands and doing different stuff like that, like more of a personal into my life and kind of into my head, doing stuff like that, and part of that is interviewing other entrepreneurs, and I think that's really cool, and I think that also gives me an outlet with the conversation with Joe. So there's that. I think my channel is being niched down a little bit more into more like filmmaking, entrepreneurship kind of stuff like that. I'm sure I'll be niching down even more as I continue going along, but we shall see with that. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say here. The channels are growing really well. The view counts are going very well. Push notification squad's going really well. Discord's popping. The Twitter is growing super fast, and there's really nothing else I can really update you guys on. Like it's just growing very, very well. I'm really happy with the growth on the YouTube, the Twitter, the Discord, everything along those lines. But yeah, the next thing I want to talk about, kind of along those lines, are other YouTube channels that I'm working on building that I can talk to you guys about right now. There's 3 new channels that I would kind of like to facilitate under my network. I don't know exactly how it's going to happen just yet because I need time to actually make the videos. Definitely have time to film them. Don't know if I'll have time to edit them. That's the issue. Got to figure out that whole rigmarole. Maybe if I outsource, maybe if I do some kind of like, hey, can I get help or something like that? Like, I don't really know yet, but I may need to figure out how I'm going to do some of the stuff. So the first thing that I'm interested in doing is making a stroke channel. Now, I did pull a few guys, and there was some interest, but not a lot of interest, and I was expecting that. That was something that I was expecting, because there is a more of a niche market for the stroke field, and I feel like maybe I want to do a test run this summer and make a stroke channel that's more dedicated to stroke stuff, not just my stroke and a bunch of other people, interviewing other people who had strokes and different things like that, and dominate the media market, because the media market is so undersaturated. It sucks, and everything that is there is all depressing and stuff like that. So I kind of want to like change it up a little bit and maybe make more of a lighthearted version of how everything can be. The other thing that I would like to work on is my How to Mac YouTube channel, which is a tech YouTube channel, which is kind of like an Apple channel, like not really specifically for Apple people, but it's kind of like, okay, so like 9 to 5 Mac is basically what it is, but like a better version of 9 to 5 Mac. Not that I don't like 9 to 5 Mac. I love him, and he's great. He's a great guy. What I'm saying is I think I could totally make a different version of that could dominate the market. I feel like it's also serious, and I could kind of make more of a quick, snappy, lighthearted tutorials and quick update videos of iOS versions and computer versions, because I'm like an Apple geek savvy guy. Like, I know all the different specs, and maybe it would just take a couple hours a week to make semi-daily uploads or whatever. I don't know exactly how they would work just yet, but that's something that I've been thinking about over these past couple weeks and seeing how I can make a reality. The other thing is BlareTV, and that's going to get into our next subject, which is BlareTV. But I want to figure out a BlareTV YouTube channel, and I'm going to explain why. I don't really know exactly what it's going to be about yet, but I want a BlareTV YouTube channel thing. Here's the reason why it's not going to be the BlareTV that it was originally planned to be, and here's when we're talking about BlareTV. So some creators know about this, some creators don't, but BlareTV was an idea that I had when I was a little bit of a smaller creator, like I'm still a small creator, but a little bit of smaller creator. For a media platform, kind of like YouTube, a paid platform where people like me and a whole bunch of other small creators could create content, and people would pay for the platform and stream that content, that exclusive content that was not on YouTube or any other places. I like that. That was also before I went daily on YouTube. I still like that idea, and I may go back to it in the future. Like, I really like the idea. I'm talking with the couple creators that I was in talks with contract-wise. Literally no one signed it, which was fine, and here's the issue why. Originally, when BlareTV started, I had no idea that I would have to do taxes with it. I would have to, have creators written down and all these different things. It's a lot that goes into it that nobody really realizes, and it's a lot that I would have to put on that I don't know if I have the time to and also can afford. When you're dealing with creators that are making exclusive content, you need to make sure there's enough bandwidth for that content to be put out. You also need contracts for all the content that's going to be put out, and you also have all the issues with paying them, taxes. You have to file taxes for all these different people. You have to keep track of social security numbers and all these other things like that, and that's fine, but it doesn't really work for what I'm doing right now. It doesn't seem like. I wish that there was a way to facilitate it, but I'm not figuring out one right now. Exactly how it was supposed to be planned out. There's going to be an alteration of how that's going to work. So yeah, there's definitely going to be a version of it. Just it probably won't be exactly like it was originally planned. It won't be like it was originally planned, especially in these next few weeks, months, and years, depending. Just because there's no real way to. When you're dealing with a whole bunch of minors, you have to have parental consent and all these other things like that, and it's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to deal with. The other issue is pricing. Now, this was something that I was not expecting, and something that kind of came to bite me in the butt after I was researching it a little bit more, after we were actually developing it. So to even launch it, it would start off with like $15 a month, which is just $59. That's fine. But then we realized you're streaming video, and sometimes you're streaming 4K video, so you at least need 2 gigabytes of bandwidth on there. So that bumps it up to $30 a month, and that's fine. So that's $30 a month. But then you also got to pay for encryption and different stuff like that. So then you got an extra. So then you're paying like $45 a month. And then there's all these other little hidden costs, talking about servers and hosting. And then when you get more people on the website, you need to pay for that. And then when the entire service is going to succeed or fail based on only if there's enough people paying for it, it doesn't make any sense, especially for launch. Because to make it make sense for creators, because the whole idea is that, with the whole ad stuff, it's kind of like, you can make more money on here with ads, but we would need to be able to make at least $100 a month opening to make it fair for like just 3 creators. And then you also have the whole issue of channels growing. The idea was that it was just for small creators. What if a channel blows up? It just doesn't work. The whole idea at the beginning, as I'm stepping back and looking at it, it does not work. And also there was like no creators that actually end up signing on, because originally when the idea was just being pitched, everyone in the small creator community that I'm a part of said, like, literally everyone said yes. The problem is now now you need all these contracts and no one wants to sign contracts, and I totally understand that, but it just doesn't exactly work with the platform right now. Now, as I said, it's not dead. It's just going to be restructured and figuring out how to do it. It's not going to be directly a streaming platform. It's maybe not going to be created by the same people. It might not be, made videos by the same people. It might not be, like, I'm really restructuring the entire thing. The only thing I know right now is that I'm a part of it, and I made the whole thing that I was in charge, so I can change anything. Yeah, that's the update on BlareTV. A lot of people have been wondering what it is. It's a streaming platform for small creators, small young creators, and now it just isn't. It doesn't work exactly for what the original plan was, and that's fine. It's disappointing, and I've definitely learned a lot since I started developing it, but especially with how all the contracts work and all the different stuff like that. But it's just a lot of extra work, and it's not gonna. It has to not be like it was originally planned, which is kind of disappointing. But that happens. Different stuff works. Different stuff won't work. But yeah, so it does not look like BlareTV is going exactly what we were going to be talking about. I've messaged people, and hopefully people are going to get back to me. It's something that I've been thinking about over the past few weeks. It doesn't seem. I've been trying to figure out every way to facilitate it money-wise, but it doesn't make sense money and time-wise to do it exactly like I was planning. So the few ideas that I have for it is to make it more of a production company. Like, more of a production company that can facilitate other creators or myself to do something. I don't know exactly how to yet, but I'm working on the logistics of maybe making it a filmmaking hub or something. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything because stuff can change, but that's what I'm working on right now. So yeah, that's all I have to say for you guys today. That's kind of like an insight of my mind and what I'm working on. If you like the video, make sure to leave a like. These videos are always fun to interact with you guys because it's not really interacting with you guys one-on-one, but I feel like you guys can get a closer, connection with what I'm thinking about creatively, entrepreneurship wise, and the businesses that I'm making. Yeah, so I just kind of want to have more of a heart-to-heart right now because businesses, it's not that it failed, but it's getting a restructuring because the original plan's not going to work. And you have to learn that. You can't always have something work exactly the way you want it, because sometimes if something doesn't work and you can switch it around, it might actually turn out better in the long run. So I'll get back to you in the next episode of the Paul Groseclose Show, which is in 2 weeks. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. As I said, make sure to like the video. Let me know in the comments below if you'd be interested in any of those channels that I talked about. Also, do you host websites? Let me know in the comments below what web hosting service you use. I'm looking into hosting websites of myself, for myself, my own companies, because I run a few different things and I need a whole bunch of website hosting, and I've been kind of piggy banking on a lot of other people's servers, and I kind of need to have my own server. So let me know in the comments below what server you use, and help me a ton, and give me some researching to do. So let me know in the comments below what web hosting service you use. If you guys are new here, please smash the subscribe button. I upload so many videos each and every week on this channel. Peace, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. After you push the notification bell, push it right now. Peace, everyone. I will see you in the next one. Peace.